Hello and welcome back to another Good Game Nation video where we bring you all things TCG. My name is Sam and I'm here with Preston. Preston, say hello.
Hello, we're back.
We're back and it is episode 5 on our set 3 color review. We are reviewing black. You knew that by the thumbnail. Very exciting color, a lot of new mechanics, and I'm just very excited to get into it.
Yeah, black is a fairly new color at this point still, only being in two sets and one starter. So I think it's really had a bit of a struggle. We haven't seen very many black decks top, and the one that has was a dual color Zed, the black purple leader. So I'm hoping that this set can help in any way possible to make it a little bit better for black. Um, we're getting an interesting archetype with CP, which is Navy adjacent, world government adjacent, and we're also getting a black yellow big mom. So we're getting a little bit of in like a whole new archetype to work around with the CP, and then we can incorporate the new nasty yellow stuff that you'll see in the next episode. So I hope this is helpful. I guess that's kind of what we're here to figure out is do we think it is actually helpful? What do you think?
Right, and I think the reason, if we really want to figure out why this deck has been unsuccessful so far, it's looking at the competition and what those opposition decks are so strong at, and it's the speed. Zoro, Whitebeard, Keen, their Law, they're very, very fast decks, putting on a lot of pressure very early. And Black doesn't really have a lot of tools to deal with that, speaking strictly from set 2. So did set 3 offset that? I don't know if we did. There's a couple cards, like if we're looking at the CP mechanic specifically, Kaku has potential to slow down. You can maybe kill something early. But if we just watch a couple VODs from some of the regionals, Kin and Whitebeard and Zoro were getting off the board really quickly. A lot of pressure very early, and I don't think Kaku is necessarily the answer here. I don't think Lucci has that pizzazz. They don't have a ton of cards to really work with right now. It is their first set, so I think it's coming off a slightly lackluster right now.
Yeah, I think so too. This set really gave us some really good cards. Khalifa's great. I think it's draw 2, discard 2, and then -2 to your opponent's cost on one card,
Yep.
which is great. And it's a 2K counter. So twos across the board on this 4-drop 4K. So I think that goes into all black decks just based off of the draw 2, discard 2. And then it's a 2K counter. So black gets a little bit of boost from that. They got brand new, which is the searcher, which is super helpful. They got a couple different searchers. I just don't know if the CP trash mechanic is good yet. Spadaman, what is it? Spandaman? Spandam?
Spandam, yeah. Corgi as well. He's the one that puts
Yeah.
2 into the trash. I don't think they have enough with interesting effects. I think that's the issue here. Kaku and Lucci are good. Those are good cards. I like them. Bruno and Khalifa are interesting. Bruno's good to play, but again, Khalifa's very utility. And then there's just vanillas. And I think you need to play a nice majority of them at least. I think they're a sub-archetype at best. Maybe mixed with other Navy cards in general.
Yeah.
The black yellow, it's still a little early to judge this one. I don't see a ton of synergy between the colors, especially at first glance. But again, with more and more colors, all these dual leaders get more and more interesting. So this is always one to have on your radar going into future sets for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they got several black in general and CP got several searchers this set, but they all have something to do with dumping into the trash, which I
Yeah.
don't see enough effects that are going to be nice for that. So it really is going to be a give and take, and um, I'm not quite sure about it yet. I'm super excited to see if people are going to play Lucci and try to get all of the CP stuff going. But I think it would be forcing it. I think they need one more set, and I'm hoping that in the next set we're gonna get that, get a couple more CP cards that are helpful, um, with decent effects. Like we got a bunch of characters here that were vanillas that we could use again with an effect,
Yeah.
just to give that boost. Um, I think they got some great event cards.
Yep, that's the next strength for
Um,
sure.
yeah, and I'm leaving Fujitora for you.
Uh, no, you're right about the event cards. Tempest Kick Sky Slicer is the translation that I'm more familiar with. It
Mhm.
has the opportunity to kill stages.
Yeah.
There's some definitely problematic stages, especially if you're thinking about purple. It's really
Mhm.
their core engine of their decks, and stages have been released more and more often. So this is a really cool tech card to play. I think even its main effect, killing a zero cost. If we're thinking about like the Z deck that's been very popular and been successful, this is a card that you could easily make value of on the other side. And I like the zero drop discard a card from your hand 3K. I think this card is always interesting and always an option to play, and it has a good trigger effect as well. So I think they also have good event cards. So I think for a whole, this is a good set for black. Fujitora is a really frustrating card to really consider. I think this set really boosters the Z, the black purple. They already play a lot of 2K combos. I think it's really easy to pick one out and switch it out for Khalifa. Brand new is a really good searcher for that deck, and I think the even curve of Akainu into Fujitora into Kuzan is quite terrifying. Um, Having hand control in card games is a very very scary mechanic. Anytime you play black, you have to stay below 6 cards now. That's a must because losing 2 cards from a Fujitora drop. Because you also have to consider when they're attacking, you could be taking life. That might push you over the 6 card limit. So I think Fujitora offers a ton of mental pressure as well.
Yeah,
An easy
that's a good
card,
point.
an easy card to slide into. I would still argue is the best black deck in Z. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be a really fun fringe deck that might appear in set 3. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's that. I was always thinking like all I have to do is keep 5 in my hand. But yeah, as soon as I take damage, I go up to 6, and they're dropping 2 out of my hand. That's devastating. Um, so that's something I wasn't considering when we were talking about it before. But yeah, you're gonna slide at least 2, I think, Fujitoras, or I think they're translating his government name, Isho, um, uh,
Oh
into any black deck. It doesn't matter what
yeah,
deck you're playing. You have a couple options here. This card's it has to be in the back of your mind while you're playing. Um, Cause oh man, I've seen like even in the Long Beach finals, not the finals, but in the top, the kid deck had a bunch of cards in his hand,
yep.
like just
Stockpile.
so many cards. Cause yeah, you play 8 drop kid, and then you can just Bonnie over and over, or Momo over and over, um,
Yep.
and if they drop one on you, okay, it's two, and then they can drop another one, and they can drop like you. They can really just slowly burn you down to where you were relying on those 2 cards to counter out one more time, and now you can't. So just
Right.
hitting it once is devastating. If they're playing more and it becomes a super reliable card to hit, if we can find it easier in future sets, disgusting.
Yeah, it hopefully gives black a chance to crack this barrier for them. I really want them to succeed, and I think this is a very good set for black. I think there's enough here to bolster uh, older sets, and it's gonna put other cards that are dual color leaders like Garp and other things that have access to these guys on radars because these cards are very terrifying. Um, Red now has access to this guy hypothetically if you want to play Garp. So it's
Yeah.
cards are gonna have to be aware of going into the third set. Quite scary.
Yeah, black red just got boosted from it, black purple just got boosted, and the big mom can still run it
Yeah.
even if
Yep.
it doesn't fit with her gain life concept. Just having access to good cards is super. Having access to more options and 2K counters. That's what Zed did
Yep.
when it won. Is it had more options.
Yep.
Those cards don't technically get played. Not all of them, at least, don't technically get played
But you could.
in purple or black alone. But the pilot saw, oh, I want to have way too many counters so that I can get out of anything,
Yeah.
and just ended up like just having access. I think that's the biggest thing is in the back of your head you see Big Mom black and yellow, and you go, uh-oh, I could get Fujitora at the end of the game, and that's just going to be devastating. Or you see
They also
card
have
like you were saying.
Katakuri. That's another 8-drop for them that they could play instead.
Yeah.
That's just so many options.
Yeah, just having access, and that's something that is making a big difference now in my head is the access to the cards is devastating. Because Garp could play Whitebeard also.
Yeah.
I don't know how well it synergizes, but it doesn't matter because he has access.
Yep.
And you have to think, are they dropping a 10 drop that's going to do -5 as our secret from last set? Are we going to do Isho? Are we going to.
Yeah.
What is the big boss that's going to come out of this deck? And you're going to be guessing the whole game until they drop one of these multiple cards. So.
And we've seen that. We've seen that in the meta already with Law. Law has been the best leader probably in One Piece, through date so far, and it always appears late because it adapts to the meta, and you have access to. And red and green have been the best two colors so far, and they have access to the best cards. And they were playing 8-drop Kid for a while, and the meta changed. Now they're playing Whitebeard a little bit, and then it changed. And they're playing more 5-drops. And if black and yellow can keep putting out good cards, black and yellow can keep adapting to the meta. It's just always. These dual color leaders always have to be on radar, especially when they get cards like this. Like Garp now is immediately like on my radar because of a card like Fujitora. So it's cards like this. Dual color leaders become really exciting. So yeah, fun black set. I'm hoping we get to see more of them in large tournaments. I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go Marines.
And it's kind of like our bad guys. So you kind of want to see them show up, and that having this set be the bad guy set was great. I think it brought some of these guys back up that have been gone for a while, and it's super cool.
This Fujitora art is beautiful too. I just love looking at it. All right, and that
both of them are great.
That would do it for black, though. Guys, let us know in the comments. Did we miss on Lucci? Is Lucci the real deal? I'm gonna put up a poll. Please let me know if Lucci's the real deal, because I want Lucci to work. Are we right about Big Mom being scary in the future? Is Z a real contender? Let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know down in the comments, guys. Thank you guys if you're still here. Please do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you probably tomorrow for Yellow.
Absolutely. Peace.
Bye-bye. Oh man, that Harry Potter game has been a lot of fun to play.
I saw you were on playing for like 3 hours straight.
I was just like dodging and then attacking over a troll. What is happening?
That's incredible.